What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sports Talk 101. And in today's video, some news on the side. But the SEC is going to talk about the SEC. You've heard the news going to nine-game conference. And that's going to be the soul of this video. So basically, this video is top of the SEC. Oh, there you go. There you go. See me? And so I really like that. This is a huge win for college football, and it's about that time. All right. The Big 12, the Big 10 have been in 9 conference games for a while. SEC hasn't. In the past, it's been the 8-4 format, meaning 4 non-con games and 8 conference games. Finally, this 9-3 format, 9 conference games means 3 conference games and 9. So we'll talk about how to break down what this means for college football, the future of college football. So, yeah, so there you have it. So the SEC, 2.9 games in conference schedule in 2026, which is a huge deal. I like this a lot. Me personally, as a college football fan, just to see what the SEC is going to do. So what does it mean for the SEC? So 9 conference game plus annual power component creates the most competitive college football, and okay. So here it is. So here's a new format. On the new format, the SEC will continue the single standing non-division structure. Okay, cool. Each teams will play 3 annual opponents focused on maintaining traditional rivalry. So that means Georgia, Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, Alabama, LSU, Alabama, Auburn. Those are some of the rivalries you'll keep intact. Each 6 remaining games will rotate among the remaining conference schools. So 6 games. Let's say you play, I don't know, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Missouri, Kentucky, Texas, and Oklahoma 1 year. Those are some of the games you rotate. Home and away. And then each team will face every other SEC program at least once every 2 years, or every opponent home and away in 4 years. So let's say Georgia plays A&M, Texas A&M in 2026. They'll play them until 2028 or until 2030. Kind of thing. Home in 2027, then again away in 27, and home again in it'll be 2032 or something like that. And each team will face others. So that's it. The team is also required. Teams are required to schedule at least one additional high-quality non-conference game from that coast, Big 10, Big 12, or Notre Dame each season. So this is also good news too for the SEC, because one non-conference game also preserves some of the non-con key rival games like Clemson, South Carolina, Georgia Tech, right? Louisville, Kentucky. So these are some of the key non-con matchups, the rivalry games. Now, of course, the past. Hopefully if Oklahoma can reschedule the Bethlehem rivalry. Who remembers the Bethlehem rivalry? Remember that back in the day, Oklahoma State, great rivalry. When as soon as Oklahoma left Big 12 to join SEC, that ended that. So I like that. I didn't like that because it's like that's a really good rivalry game. But hopefully we can get back. We'll see. I guess what it is. There's also a type of conference games and play 3 opponents. Texas will play Texas A&M because that rivalry game coming back, right? And so you get a lot of rivalry coming back. You get a lot of things like I like this SEC. It's about time. This is great for college football. Like I said, it's about time. I don't know where the SEC was, but we have a big matchups this year alone. You have Texas, Oklahoma, Texas, Ohio State, Michigan, Oklahoma. You have Alabama, Florida State. Non-con. Of course, Georgia Tech, they play every year. Clemson and South Carolina play every year. Kentucky and Louisville plays mostly every year, right? But the big non-con this year is Texas, Ohio State came for that game. You got Tennessee versus Syracuse, Alabama versus Florida State, Alabama against Wisconsin, I think again. So you in 2023-2025 season, heading to the 2025 season, you got really good matchups, key matchups. But heading to 2026, what SEC is trying to do is you still preserve those Georgia to Georgia Tech, Clemson, South Carolina, Louisville, Kentucky, whoever big non-con, schedule is. Rivalry game. You play that also conference, Texas A&M, Georgia, Florida, Georgia, Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, LSU, Alabama, Auburn, the Iowa, the Alabama, Tennessee, so Texas, A&M, Oklahoma, and Texas. And you keep reserves on rivalry, but also go 3-0. Get no more the FCS. Who else see Georgia beat Mercer, whoever in the FCS, right? You still get a big powerful matchup like Georgia playing Clemson, or Georgia playing Ohio State, Georgia playing Michigan, Georgia playing, I don't know, Oregon, in the non-con game. Which have you seen that before? In the big non-con games, look at this year, 2025, Texas Ohio State. Who wants to see that again in 2026? Texas plays, I don't know, Southern Texas, Michigan, Ohio State. Texas plays Oregon, for example, or plays Notre Dame, or plays Penn State. These are the key matchups. We want to see big matchup as a college football fan. No more of these FCS. Now you still can play group of 5, group of 5 team and Power 4 teams, which is what we want. We want more Power 5 team. Yeah, you can play group of 5. If you want to, you're off the SEC. Of course, one SEC team could score one FCS team. Maybe you could do one FCS team every other year. A team is going to score schedule against me for the money, right? I get it for the money. You may score, schedule a team against an FCS team. You could see that. That's definitely going to happen in the World Cup football next year. It's just the fact. It is just the fact. I honestly think this is the right decision for college football. As a landscape, as a fan, it's about that time. I don't know what the SEC is doing, but finally, Greg Skinny, the commissioner and team, okay, conference as a conference, they agree, this is about time. We see the Big 12 do it. We see the Big 10 do it. Great. And it's good for college football. It gives really good matchups, creates good matchups, great view, which we love to see really good matchups. That's what all college football is about. Nobody wants to watch Georgia be on Mercer, or Idaho State, or Portland State every other year. Nobody wants to be the FCS teams. Nobody. Really, nobody. Right? That's that thing. Nobody calls for the one. We want to see Georgia versus Clemson, Ohio State versus Texas. Those are the matchups you want to see. Oklahoma against Michigan. Michigan, Oklahoma. Week 2 of the 2025 season. Again, this 9-game conference 9-3 format will not be effective until 2026. We're excited to see what the schedule looks like in 2025. And look, the conference realignment and everything. You may not be doing twice. And look, the reality is, unfortunately, with conference alignment, the conference schedule, every conference schedule is going to be different to team. Every schedule, to non-con and Catholic con, it's going to be different team to team. You may not have the exact same schedule. You may have a really good schedule one year, a really weak schedule, like a really good schedule, like a really, a weak schedule, or maybe a really difficult, decent schedule, really, great schedule, and a good team matchup, like a really difficult schedule, like for example Florida. So you really, this could be tough. But it also means this too. Look, we also playoffs expanding, right? You don't have to be a conference anymore. Look at Indiana; they didn't win a conference. They didn't go to play a conference game, but in playoffs, you'll get your TCU. You still get your TCU, your Indiana, Cincinnati in playoffs. Look at Penn State last year. They lost to Oregon, and Ohio State. I think they lost to Ohio State 11-1. Went to the only went to the Big Ten championship because Ohio State lost to Oregon and Michigan last year. Knocked them out, and Oregon was Penn State. Penn State lost to Oregon. Oregon, gets a bye because key to winning your conference in the 12-team playoff and maybe 14, potentially 14, 16 as expanded is basically you conference champion. You get first round bye, which always one. It's key. Can you imagine a home game, home field advantage? College football player game in Happy Valley, in Ohio Stadium, in Tuscaloosa, in Athens, in Ann Arbor. That's crazy. But to think about. But also a lot of, that's also a lot of application, send more teams into playoff. Also, it makes it fair schedule. Not say fair will be fair, but fair ball, with everybody else. Everybody else with the Big Ten and the Big 12 who already have 993 format. It's about time, SEC. Thank you for joining the club. Welcome to the club. Anyway, that is today's video. We'll talk about that. The news came out. SEC finally gets 90 conference games. A great, huge win for college football. And about that time, welcome to the club. Latest club, eh? SEC. Like it, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button. I am supposed to go on. See you next video. Peace.